Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
I started this company. You know how much I sacrificed?
This is it.
It stinks.
Devils, come out! What the hell are you doing, banana hands?
Oh, wow.
Well, Coach, we need your advice.
Okay, shoot.
We kidnapped her.
Kill her.
Not so fast, brown boy. We're gonna have some laughs.
Advanced delusionary schizophrenia with involuntary narcissistic rage.
Well, fuck
You! Thought you were gay.
I am gay. Gay for that pussy.
You didn't kill her, did you? I am really disappointed in you boys.
You're nutless.
I mean, the game is trying to guess what the overarching theme of the entire meal is going to be. You won't know until the end.
You like this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
He's basically insulting you.
Trust me, he's telling a story.
I thought the bitch was white! God damn it! You'll stay here till you rot.
Well, you're free to go. Free to go? Why? How? Good behavior.
I said talk to me, damn it, or else I'm gonna throw you in the fire!
You stupid bitch, you filthy slut! Did you fuck with me?
You goddamn women drivers!
Some smartass spoke about the banality of evil. That's true. And we're in the seventh circle of hell.
You.
What's up?
It does have its charms.
All right, let's go.
Oh, sure. I'll steer and you can work the pedals.
We're dolls, you dope!
Surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
No.
What?
No, don't do that! I thought we were having a nice day.
We're gonna carry on and plan the sequel, because let's face it, baby, these days, you gotta have a sequel.
Could it be Satan?
What are you telling me, that I can't shoot them? I want to shoot them! Is everybody happy now, huh? Are we all friends again?
What? What the fuck?
I thought you loved all animals, Mr. Ventura.
Shit, Negro. That's all you had to say.
You could trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up.
That is why I won't do 2 shows a night anymore, babe. I won't do.
What the fuck is this thing you got there?
Well, that's Chucky in a mask.
What the hell is that?
That's Chucky.
Looks creepy.
It is literally Chucky from Child's Play 3.
That's scary. It's scaring me. Ah.
Well, I thought I'd show up as Chucky.
Ah. Creepy. Ew. So anyway, welcome everyone. Does anyone remember this is the original avatar I was going with on this channel? Well, not the original, but it was the one I was going with for a long time. This Chucky avatar. It was kind of what I was using to kind of represent the kind of content I was making. And I guess I don't know, personality of my channel, whatever. So I thought I would bring it back for this occasion because we're doing a Chucky stream. Chucky stream coming in. We're doing the Chucky dance. How would Chucky dance, do you think? Do you think he would like just make up his own moves, or like you think he would do like the mambo or something?
Has he actually never danced in the movies?
I'm pretty sure he's danced. Actually, I seem to recall. Do you remember? You know those like little dancing Santas? You know?
Yes.
I think he's probably danced like that before. If I had to imagine, I have a memory in my head of that. Anyway, so some of you may have seen my post that I made earlier today, where I said I was done uploading videos on this channel because the algorithm is a dickhead. Yeah, that's right. The algorithm is a piece of shit, that only favors the most boring content creators possible, and do not value any other creators that, you know, maybe take more risks with their content. They're a little bit more unpredictable. They have more interesting things to say. Maybe they're a little more, you know, off color with some of their commentary. You know, maybe they say the N-word every so often. The point is, they just don't value me on this platform because they don't want to promote my gosh darn videos. So I have decided to never, ever upload a single video on this channel ever again. That is a promise, a pinky promise, in fact, in blood. You just poke the pinky, I guess, with a needle. Just shake pinkies, you know, like this kind of deal, you know, like.
Yeah, he'll have a video out by the end of the week.
That's probably not gonna happen. But anyway, so yeah, that's because, you know, I mean, with streaming is not much better for getting people, but it also takes a lot less work, and I do find it more enjoyable than making a video, like a pre-made video, where I just have to sit there and like do the script and, you know, once I even do the voiceover, I have to edit the voiceover because there's like mistakes that I make and there's gaps and stuff I'm saying, and I got to edit that. Then I bring it into the video editing program. Got to bring all my images and my videos into the thing and the audio files, and it's just a whole deal. And then I get 50 views. That's it. What am I doing it for? Why am I doing it? What's the point? There is no point. There's a phrase for this. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, you know, you mentioned this before,
yeah.
And I looked on your channel, and you posted. I saw for the first time you posted that link the other day to that Will Smith video. That video is pretty good, but the thing is, it's completely unrelated to horror films. And you know, with the channel being called Scareticulus, with being called Scare, that typically implies horror or scary movies or something.
Yes, that's what I was making, that kind of content, and then I just decided to do a kind of offshoot, like, hey, I'm gonna talk about Will Smith for a bit, and I only did that for like a couple of weeks, and then I went back to doing my regular content. But
I think I commented on it. I said it's weird seeing a Showtime Lycan video on this channel.
Yeah,
that seems like more of a type of video you could have used on that channel.
I could have, but
than this channel.
It doesn't matter anyway,
because what I'm saying is, if you collect subscribers and fans based off of an unrelated topic, and then it would be like if during my last year of not really uploading anything, if all of a sudden I got a whole bunch of Scream fans from doing a couple Scream videos, and then I went back to my other content.
This is a clever trick that Chucky does here. Look, he does like a little headstand, and then he like gets up, and it's like somehow his face went from in back of him to in front of him.
So that's an AI swap.
That is tricky. How do you do that? Oh, you wily little guy, little chuckster. All right.
No, so yeah, I mean, if you, I feel like you collected subscribers from non-related stuff to what you normally cover. I think when people do that, it may confuse the system.
But my channel was actually doing good after that once I started to cover Scream.
Yeah.
And YouTube started to promote me more. I actually gained like twice as many subs like from then to now covering Scream. Because I think I only had like 2,000 or so at that point when I did the Will Smith video. Now I have 4,000.
Yeah.
But the problem is that like a few months ago, like I think starting in March or something, YouTube just stopped promoting me for the most part into like the usual algorithms it was trying to promote me in. And so that it's a bummer. It's a bummer, man, you know? So I don't know what to do with that. I just, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but the house always wins.
Why don't you ask the fans here? Why don't you ask them if they think it's a good idea for you to make less videos where the video itself has maybe more content in it, and the video doesn't require you to put as much work into it?
It doesn't matter. It truly, like, it doesn't matter if I make less videos, more videos. The algorithm doesn't care. It's either going to pick up your content or it's not. It doesn't matter if I didn't post a video for 2 fucking weeks. It still wouldn't matter. It's either the algorithm likes the video, it likes the content, or it doesn't. Simple as that. You know, and you can't predict it. I've tried to follow all the rules of uploading content of my particular niche, and it just doesn't work. So whatever. Moving on. Honey Bunch, my love, welcome to the stream. Rockets Kitty, my gummy is hitting, and Mr. K's picture's freaking me out. You should probably change that. You're scaring the rubes. You're scaring the straights.
Okay, I will change it.
Change it to Stu or something.
Okay.
No one gives a shit about that. You look creepy.
It's not me. It's fucking Chucky.
Even creepier than usual. Tia, welcome. Jenny, welcome. Most of the subs came with Scream. Yes, most of the horror content that I do mostly caters to Scream fans. That's why a lot of Scream videos tend to do better, I've noticed. Tammy, welcome. Thank you for sharing the stream out. Everyone share the stream out. Thumbs up the stream. That helps the algorithm. Become a member. You know, if you want to help my channel to grow, more memberships equals more support for me, more money. And if you'd like to donate, you know, that's always helpful, you know, to help me stay on the platform, keep the lights on and all that shit. Bill, welcome. Taco, welcome. I think I got everyone right. That's still creepy. That's creepier. Change it to Stu.
Oh, so we're not talking about Chucky tonight.
We are talking about Chucky. I just want I'd rather you keep it on Stu.
Okay. Fucking Stu.
I don't want to just be looking at Chucky's face the whole time. I'd rather look at that beautiful...
I forgot that this guy is literally terrified of Chucky, that he's literally scared of him.
I'd rather be looking at Stu's beautiful mug. It wouldn't let me say deformed Ninja Turtle. You did look like a deformed Ninja Turtle with that stupid mask on, Chucky. You can't make everyone happy. Do what makes you happy. That's true. Well, last time I did that, I got arrested.
Whoops.
You're so bad at this shit.
I was in the wrong ball.
That's what he looked like before. Right. Well, once Stu changes his image back, we'll get to the actual content. We're waiting for you to change it. Change it to the other one, the other picture you have. You're wasting everyone's time here.
I didn't know there was like a picture fucking requirement.
Yes, there's a picture requirement.
I don't even
You
know.
must follow my rules on my channel. That's how it is.
Good.
If you don't like it, you can leave. Rachel commented on my post saying, "It does suck. I never get notified when you go live here." I'm live right now, Rachel. Oh boy. Even when subscribing to my channel doesn't give people notifications. Are all the subscribers like fake? Because I'm gonna be honest, like it feels like even though I gained these subscribers fair and square, like they all came from various content that I uploaded, it doesn't feel like they're actually subscribed. It doesn't feel like it.
Well, my newest video honestly performed pretty poorly. I didn't think it would be that bad. I thought it would be solid. It only has like 6,100 views in a couple weeks.
Oh, only 6,100.
That's pretty pitiful compared to the previous one.
That's still several thousand views. That's not
Well, I have 42,000 subscribers.
So what? There's plenty of people who have many subscribers and shit views. You still have a lot of retention for your
it's decent. It wasn't good. I'm saying that where's the rest? Let's say those were all subscribers. Well, where's the other fucking 35,000 at?
Faux sub.
That's so no. I mean, I think it feels like that for everybody. You don't.
My subscribers are fake and gay.
I think like, well, here's the thing. I know when I subscribe to a channel, like if I go through just my burner account on my phone where I normally watch these videos, if I look at the people I'm subscribed to.
By the way, speaking of gay, I've gotten some trolls in the past few days. There's one troll who commented something. It could be downtime in summer. He commented something like, which video was it? I think it was the Freddy Krueger one, the Nightmare on Elm Street video I uploaded the other day. He commented like, "Oh, you think you know so much about something, or why are you making a video about something you don't know anything about?" or something like that, right?
What about Nightmare on Elm Street? Well, that person.
Well, first off,
correct on that one.
I didn't claim to know everything about Nightmare on Elm Street in the video. In fact, I said in the video, like, this franchise has kind of been dead for a long time. Now it's coming back and it's being rebooted. And I'm curious, like, who they're going to get to play Freddy now, and who's going to be directing it. And that's basically all I said, like, for the most part. That's all I said. And like, he comments something as if like I'm acting like I'm some kind of literary figure of like a Nightmare on Elm Street. Like I know so much about, like, I don't never claim to be an expert at this shit. And so once he commented that, I actually commented on his channel. I've decided to doing this thing where if someone's gonna troll me, I'll troll them right back. So I believe
they call that. I believe that's called burying somebody.
Burying. Okay, so I'm burying this guy.
B-A-R-R-Y.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Stop talking over me, motherfucker. Respect the fucking host and shut up. Anyway, so this guy named Asnarder. What the fuck kind of name is that? Looks like Ass Tartar. Anyway, it says ego here, but it's like the Lego logo in his fucking profile picture. Weird. So he makes this video and he's an old fuck. This guy looks like he's 60, right? Trolling on my videos. Like, you think you know so much about Nightmare on Elm Street? His video is called My First Video 20 years ago today. 20 years ago. Wait, is that how old he was here? And it's 20 years from this video? So he's like, is he 80 now? I don't know. But I commented on his video. I said, 20 years ago, you decided to be gay. Congrats to you. So he says, weaponizing and using sexuality as a tool of shame in 2026. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed of yourself for your crass homophobia and ignorance. I said, oh, no wonder. It's one of you crybabies. He says, you haven't got a clue about who what I am. Utilizing phrases like crybaby and weaponizing sexuality says it all about your intellectual capacity. I said, when go cry about a loser. He says, I wonder if your subscribers know that you are an immature bigot. I said, because I called you
they
gay.
Do.
Yeah, they do. Don't worry. They know. So
you're right.
So he says, can you seriously not see how immature and outline use the word gay as an insult is in 2026? Oh, the current year.
Oh, you did right. You didn't know. You should have wrote back. They do, believe me, a lot more than you know. You should.
And now I'm getting like a million of the same comments for some glitch on YouTube. I didn't respond back, but that's basically the comment thread.
Nice work.
Anyway,
oh fuck.
I'm age shaming. Oh my God. Thank you so much for the $25 from this amazing, wonderful person. We have $65 on the board. So what's that? 90?
Speaking of, did you tag Barry?
No, I didn't tag him. Is he even into Chucky?
Doesn't matter. He's into following and drama.
Okay.
50 Shades of Gay. I need to get those books.
How dare you not be a true fan and speak on something, right?
You could title the stream fucking reading the dictionary tonight. Barry will be in here.
I triggered a like 20-year-old or something on Reddit because I was arguing about Chucky or something. And I said, and because they didn't like what I was saying, I guess, about Chucky or something. They didn't like my ideas. And they kept replying to everything I said. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so obsessed with, following me and responding back to me every chance you get. And he's like, you're probably obsessed with me. And I said, why would I be obsessed with some gay little retard on the internet on Reddit? And then he reported me for that because he's like, this guy's being homophobic and blah, blah, blah. And there's like apparently a special section you can report people to for being homophobic on Reddit. I didn't even know this is a thing, but he found the crybaby subreddit where they're like homophobia is like a thing that you can complain about to people. And there's like mods that come in and punish you or something like that. I don't know. It's like the dungeon or something. Anyway, he explained it. He's like, look, this guy is being homophobic to me in this Chucky thread or whatever. And they're like, where is it? I can't see it. Show us what he said. Right. And the guy couldn't prove it. He couldn't prove that I was being homophobic, and they all basically called him out for being a crybaby because he just lost the debate. And it was funny. Even with the little SJWs on there, they didn't disagree with me. Some people are just crybabies, and they just use these things as like a way to, win the argument or something. Right, Bill? Yeah, and someone even asked me like, they're like, are you homophobic? And I said, well, I have gay friends, so I don't think so. And he's like, well, you can have gay friends and still be homophobic. Like, how? How can you have gay friends, right? And be homophobic? That doesn't make any sense. So you're just friends with gay people and you're scared of them the whole time? How does that make any sense? Does that make sense to you?
Well, I don't think they're saying it in that way. They're just, I don't know. They just don't like hearing.
The point is, if you don't like something, you don't like a particular kind of people, right? Or you're scared of them or whatever, why would you be friends with them? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, no, if you were truly scared of them and anyone that truly hated gay people wouldn't have gay friends.
Exactly. It's so stupid. Anyway. I know it's similar to that argument. It's like, someone's like, if you're racist, and they're like, well, I have a black friend. What do you think? Do you think someone could be considered racist and have a black friend?
I guess it depends on what that friendship would actually be. I mean, if it's like a legitimate friend where the person or just like an acquaintance at work or something. I mean, yeah, you could definitely have somebody that has they go to work with people and be nice at work to black people, but they're still racist when they're not at work. Or when
I don't mean that. I mean legitimately you have black friends
that you hang out with that are close to you that you care about. I mean, it would be hard. I think it would be hard to actually still, not typically. No, that wouldn't make.
I think also the definition of racist has been well, it's a very liberal definition, right? Nowadays. Basically, if you say a word or something like that, you can be already racist without even having true hatred in your heart. You know what I mean? Like I'm more traditional with the meanings of things, whereas everyone's like, no, well, you said this word, so you're racist. And it's like, what? That's not how that works. But anyway, there you go. See, Jenny likes people that are gay, just not Bill. But anyway, So let's get to the Chucky conversation. Stop talking about gay people, which, you know, we're going to be talking about gay people in this stream. There is relevance. There is relevance to this stream in terms of gayness. So, Bill, you're going to want to stick around for this, okay? Okay. So, first question we have: what makes Chucky stand out from every other horror icon? You wanna get this one first? Should I?
From every other one?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say to stand out from every other one as much as I would say there's kind of like two classes of horror villains. There's the horror villain that doesn't speak and that doesn't have a personality and is played by a stuntman. And then there's the horror villain who does speak and does have a personality. I mean, the main three that fall into that category would be Freddy, Chucky, and the Leprechaun. Those would be the three horror villains that know have the established actor, albeit with Chucky, it's a voice actor. But with the other two specifically, it was the same actor. You have the same voice, and you have the humor, cracking the jokes. I mean, Chucky's very even back before the series went off the rails, right? Chucky was cracking jokes. Chucky's gonna be a bro.
No, he was cracking jokes even in the first movie. But it's also important to remember the tone. I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't understand is tone. They see things very like binary. Like either it's just funny or it's not funny, right? There's a whole spectrum of comedy out there, right? And the specific tone, like you can tell a joke in a mostly straight horror movie, right? And still maintain the tone of that horror movie. And that's what some people don't get. Like, it doesn't turn it into a comedy at that point. It's just a matter of how the movie handles that switch up in tone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as what I think makes Chucky stand out from every other horror icon, hello, Billy, by the way, and Farley, welcome to the chat. Please leave a thumbs up on the stream. I think what makes him special is that unlike every other horror icon, everyone underestimates Chucky, right? Every other horror icon, whether it be Ghostface or Freddy Krueger or Jason or Michael Myers, everyone's terrified of those, right? In universe. Forget about the real world. We're talking about in universe. Everyone's terrified of those, right? But in Chucky's universe, in his own universe, he is always underestimated, right? He's always this little doll that nobody suspects. And he turns out to be a monster. And because you don't suspect him, and because people underestimate Chucky and how powerful he can be, that gives him an edge, right? If let's say like the government, like, hey, Chucky's coming, they get like the tanks and like fucking, helicopters and shit, he'd be done for, right? But the fact that it's just like a couple of people in a house and they don't see him coming, that's what gives Chucky, his advantage, right? In a confrontation in a horror movie. And so I think that's what makes him special and stand out from his peers.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some truth to that.
My answer was way better than yours. Yours was like, what? What'd you even fucking say?
I said that Chucky is unique because he's one of the few horror villains who has a distinct actor or voice recurring.
Okay, personality. Yeah, Freddy Krueger also has that too, but sure.
I said Freddy Krueger, Chucky, and the Leprechaun are the three.
Yeah. That's not what makes him special, though. That's what makes him entertaining. But I guess I'm splitting hairs there. Bride of Chucky. Bill, by the way, would you like to come on panel and talk about? We're going to be talking to a gay person pretty soon, so if you want to weigh in on that. Best Chucky film in the franchise.
You go first.
Okay. Child's Play 2, hands down.
We got to give me some reasons why.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it has the perfect tone for Chucky. Hey, Bill.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream. Hey. Yeah, so I think Child's Play 2 has the perfect tone for Chucky. It maintains the horror feel throughout the movie, and Chucky can still crack jokes without it becoming a full-blown comedy. It maintains the tone, and that, I think, is what makes it great. It's not like Bride of Chucky, where it mostly becomes a horror comedy, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it tries to kind of keep its horror kind of feel to it, but when the jokes start coming, it starts to become like, okay, now we're just in a little rap sesh where we're just joking
you
back
remember
and forth.
Jamie, you remember the scene where Chucky smokes the joint in the car?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
That was funny.
You know, it's like a neurotic sense of humor that Chucky has.
Neurotic?
He's bad, but sometimes it's funny in a way.
You said neurotic?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see the neuroticism, but okay. Mr. K, what is your?
Let me just rephrase that.
Okay.
It's more. What do you call it? It's more the sense of humor. He's bad. He's being bad. He's doing this and that, but it's done in a funny way,
like a satirical kind of way.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Seed of Chucky's pure comedy. Mr. K, what's your favorite? What's the best Chucky film in the franchise?
Bill, what did you go with? Bill, are you also saying 2?
Well, I watched Bride of Chucky in the theaters, and then I watched 1, 2, and 3 online. So Bride of Chucky seems to be my favorite. And you know that Seed of Chucky?
Yeah.
I saw that. I started watching that online, and I turned it off because it sucked.
That's when it started to get.
Bill, it wasn't gay enough for you.
But Bill, that one was directed by a gay man, Don Mancini.
Well, sexuality isn't everything.
But don't you agree with just propping up your own peers, your own?
Well,
people?
if you can't do the job right, then you have no business in the business.
That's true. He has no business in the business. I agree with you. Okay, Mr. K.
My favorite one, honestly, my favorite, personally, if I was going to pick one to watch right now, probably Child's Play 3. Actually.
Really? Why that one?
I think it's got some of the best individual Chucky moments line-wise. I like a lot of the actors in it. I like Andrew Robinson, the barber.
Yeah.
You bald.
Presto, you bald.
I'm a big fan of his from the original Hellraiser, and he was the Taylor Garrick in Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
But also, I mean, listen, I'm a sucker for Perry Reeves. I'm not going to lie. Anything with her, normally I will enjoy and watch. But just the movie itself is fun. I mean, is it a great movie? I mean, I don't like.
No, it's fine.
With Andy being replaced, I mean, what did they do? Try and time jump like 7?
You know what it felt? You know what it felt like? It felt like if they made a Chucky TV show back then, and this was like an episode from it. That's what it felt like to me. Like not quite up to snuff to the previous 2 movies, but like still entertaining.
Let me ask you this: What if they would have not made Child's Play 3 until Alex Vincent was old enough to play that part? If they would have waited until whenever, like right before Bride of Chucky came out or whatever, and then did it. Because I feel like Alex Vincent not playing Andy is one of the reasons why people don't like it as much.
Well, I think that's one of those things that's very hard to answer because Alex Vincent pretty much stopped acting after those first two movies. I don't know if he was really in anything else after that until Don Mancini made Curse of Chucky and brought him back into the fold. He might have been into some minor things over the years, but I don't think he was. I think he stopped acting for a long time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go to school or something. I don't know.
We actually have
So we haven't seen what Alex Vincent can even act like in his teen years. You know what I mean? So it's hard to answer that. Like because I'll say right now, Alex Vincent ain't a good actor now. Like as an adult, he sucks. He's wooden. He is like a cardboard, like not even wooden. He's cardboard. There's just nothing there. He is awful in every way. It's every time I see him on screen, I'm like, oh my god, this guy could he not take any acting lessons at all?
Yeah, because when Child's Play went on the 1 and 2 came out on video, my mother ran to the store and bought it.
Yeah,
and it just sat there until I got a little older, and then our VCR broke and everything else. She only had it on VHS tape.
Yeah.
So I just said, okay, let me just watch it online. All right.
Yeah.
Easier.
Yeah. Honey Bunch likes the Child's Play 2 scene with the when the car pulls over Kyle and Chucky's in the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Seen dolls that pee. This one bleeds. That scene.
Yeah. I just like when he says like, "Hey, I love these guys. What's your name, buddy?" And then Chucky slowly turns his head like, "Chucky." And he's like, "Oh, I love these things." It's good. It's a good scene. But yeah, so guess we basically answered that question. I'll probably gush more about Child's Play 2 later so we can move on.
I think I remember I watched 3 on TV. It was a movie of the night.
Gotcha. Worst Chucky film in the franchise.
See the Chucky. See the Chucky is my vote.
Well, because I've seen more of them, I'm gonna say Cult of Chucky. I think that was the worst.
Oh, really? I didn't even bother watching it after seeing.
I know you haven't, Bill, but
why would you say Cult?
It was just terrible. That was when the soul splitting came about. I hated it. I think it was done very poorly. It wasn't scary at all. It didn't. That's the thing. Don Mancini has these ideas that like seem cool, but he doesn't find a way for them to be scary. It's not scary. It was just he played it for laughs in the movie.
Yeah.
The whole story was a mess. The ending was a mess. I didn't like how Chucky won at the end. Like I hate how Don Mancini keeps trying to make Chucky win all the time now. It's like, dude, Chucky used to lose and it was glorious. He's a bad guy. He should lose.
Yeah.
When he wins, it takes all of the energy out of the room. Like, okay, now he just walks away like nothing happened. Like,
yeah.
The fuck kind of ending is that?
That's a suck. That ending sucks. Usually in movies, they say evil may get along for now, but at the end they lose.
Don Mancini doesn't know how to do like the evil may still be around ending. It's usually how it's supposed to go is the good guys win, Chucky gets defeated, but then there's a hint of like, well, is it the end?
Yeah.
And then let's say there's a possibility, like let's say Chucky's blood trails on the floor and it starts to, go into the plastic or something. Oh, is Chucky coming back? You know what I mean? Something like that, where it hints that this is not the end.
You remember
that would be fine.
You remember the factory scene, right?
Yeah,
where Chucky's all crushed up.
It's literally the best scene in the entire franchise. Is that factory scene?
Yes, so that gave you a hint. Okay,
Chucky's the best
in the next for a sequel. Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think the Chucky movies are that scary. Probably because they blend a sense of humor in with it.
The first two are pretty creepy.
Yeah, they're
the first one especially is way more scary.
But I wasn't shivering in my boots when I watched it. Let me just say.
Well, yeah, you probably watched it when you were like 40, so right?
20s.
Okay. I watched it when I was 5, so.
Oh dear. Yeah, my parents wouldn't let me watch a movie like that at 5.
Well, my parents were cool. So, so Mr. K, what's your worst film in the franchise?
By far, Seed of Chucky is the worst. It's not even close. Cult of Chucky has some entertaining parts to it. I found it funny in parts. I'm not saying it was a good movie. I'm not saying that I thought that the soul splitting stuff and some of the stuff at the end when the dolls first started talking to each other, I thought that was pretty damn funny. Actually, I thought it was
stupid.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends what you're looking for. At that point, you're 7 entries in. So, what was I really expecting from that film? Not a whole lot. Now, Seed of Chucky is just.
So, because you had lower expectations for the movie, that it's not as bad to you.
Pretty much.
For the Chucky franchise, I have high expectations. Actually,
you shouldn't.
And nobody should have any high expectations for a horror film when you're 7 entries in.
Listen, I had high expectations with Seed and with Curse, and I was disappointed supremely. So after that, I let go of all my expectations. And even then, when I knew the franchise was going to basically turning to shit at that point, I was still let down by Cult of Chucky.
Yeah, I liked the first 4. I liked the first 4, and
yeah, the first 4 I would say is like that's the classic age where you can't say too much bad about them. You can probably knock number 3 a little bit because it was rushed. The production wasn't
because what drew me to Chucky was the paranormal element.
Yeah,
it's like a Voodoo. A serial killer soul gets trapped in a doll, and that made it different.
I'll say this about Seed of Chucky because Mr. K doesn't like it. For a long time, I thought Seed of Chucky was the worst one. Okay. That's before Cult of Chucky came out in the TV show. But since then, I've had a lot of perspective on this franchise. And I will say this, that while I don't like Seed of Chucky, and it basically turned the franchise into a joke at that point, at least for what that film was going for, it mostly succeeded. It was trying to be a joke. It was treating Chucky like, hey, we're just going to be a satire now and just make kind of fun of all this stuff, right? And for the most part, it does a decent job at it. And there's even like a little commentary on like addiction, right? Tiffany has a hard time quitting murdering people, right? It's a little problem she has, right?
Yeah,
turn that into a joke.
In my opinion, that's more of a psychopathic problem.
Well, they kind of turn it into like almost like a sitcom type of movie, right? Where Chucky finally has this revelation at the end, and for the first time, Chucky actually kind of has an arc where he decides, you know what? I just want to be Chucky. I want to be the killer doll. I don't want to put my soul into a human anymore. And it changed the franchise forever after that. Yeah. Now, again, it's a complete farce because then he does like a little Shining impression where he tries to break down the door as like Jack from The Shining. And then he has like a kung fu fight out with Glenn/Glenda. And the whole Glenda angle was ridiculous, but they even made like a commentary on like parenting and like how Chucky wanted to make Glenn like kind of like a version of himself, and Tiffany wanted to make Glenn a girl.
Didn't they make Seed of Chucky like a documentary type movie?
What are you talking about? What on earth are you talking about, Bill?
They're making a movie inside of the movie.
You know how they make
one at a time, folks.
That's a Seed of Chucky movie. There was one where they're on the stage or whatever.
He's saying they were making a film inside of the film.
Okay. That's what you're saying? Yeah. They were making, it was called Chucky Goes Psycho. That's what the movie was called, in universe. And in universe, Chucky becomes like this super popular kind of thing. Hey, Rachel. it was basically a mirror of our world, where Chucky is like this popular horror movie icon, right? It was trying to do the meta angle, kind of like Scream. Like it was trying to really fit into that mold of being like a farce.
Because after Scream 2, I got bored with
Now here's my problem. Right? With the franchise moving forward, they tried to actually take it seriously. And then when they took it seriously, it turned into more of a joke than it was in Seed of Chucky, where they were self-aware, like, hey, this is a joke. But moving from then on, it's like, okay, now we're taking it seriously, but it's like you still look stupid, right? Like Cult of Chucky was bad, Curse of Chucky wasn't much better, and the TV show was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
it went downhill. The franchise really went downhill, and I'm disappointed.
Yeah. So
just like Scream. I got bored after 3, and I said, "Nah, no more."
Okay. Well, too bad.
Because they kept here's the thing. They kept going with Sydney. No real new characters.
Yes, I cried when Nadine was killed off in season 2. So I don't know if we basically answered this question already, but where do you think the Chucky franchise went off the rails? Like
when that new director took over.
You talking about Don Mancini?
Yeah,
he was the writer of the franchise since the beginning. Did you know that?
Yeah, but he just went.
He doesn't know how to direct. Period. I would say he doesn't know how to direct Chucky, but I think he just doesn't know how to direct. Period.
I don't know if directing is really the problem.
There's some incompetence in the industry. Just saying.
I don't think directing is really this series issue.
It's the writing.
It's kind of everything.
Yeah.
Chucky becoming a gratifying midget went off the oh, are you talking about when he was doing In the Cup, that thing? Yeah. They all sucked except the first 2. Harsh.
Rachel, but harsh criticism.
I would say that the Chucky franchise went off the rails, obviously, with Seed. Seed of Chucky's when, even though I kind of said it was, for what it was, it succeeded. That's not what Chucky should be, in my opinion. I think Chucky needs a certain tone to it, and I feel like the filmmakers don't know what to do with Chucky. Like they either this is how they think about it. Like either Chucky needs to be scary or it needs to be funny, and they don't know how to like perfect the Chucky tone, the balance of it.
Because with the first 4, there was a balance to it. After that, there was no balance.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I felt like Bride of Chucky had a great balance of comedy and horror. Like it still treated the horror seriously while also taking these kind of comedic detours to kind of make like kind of a self-aware kind of satirical joke, kind of poking fun at itself a little bit, but not so much to the point where it broke the movie.
Yeah, I never with Chucky, I never really was shivering or a little scared. There's more of an anticipation of what's happening next.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen next, or the one scene in Jurassic Park. Remember in the first movie where the dinosaur grabs someone in the bathroom?
Yeah,
that's the only time I think watching a scary movie that I got.
just that one scene in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. K.
I'm gonna show you precisely where Bride of Chucky went off the rails. I'm going to put a couple images in here and you can pull them up.
This guy wants to piss me off. Okay. Even I will admit this whole like marrying scene where he tries to put on the ring.
Oh yeah. I'm not talking about the wedding. Look at the next picture.
Okay. Oh yeah. The kissing scene.
No, it's not the kissing. It's not the kiss. this is the exact moment in the franchise where the franchise got killed. Okay, this exact moment in literally you can pinpoint the exact downfall of the Chucky franchise. It's right here in Bride of Chucky when they made the decision to have the dolls mate and then produce a baby within a day. That is where the franchise actually died, right? Because everything stupid and ridiculous that we have critiqued that has come from Don Mancini's brain from this point forward literally can all be connected back to this.
Yeah.
And this is had they not had them mate and produce a baby, a doll baby with a gestation period of apparently a few hours.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But at least in that movie, they when you know who was thrown in the oven, and then comes out, and then you see a baby. At least you're wondering at the end, what's next?
Yeah, there was some goofy shit in the movie, but they not nearly as much as they could have put in.
Well, I'm just saying the problem with that is when you do that, when you now say, I mean, when you make that decision that you're going to have mating dolls and a doll baby, and then decide you're going to follow it up in the next film, I mean, you can't go back from that, right? That's not the same. That's not the when you look at that, when you look at those events in Bride of Chucky and then Seed of Chucky, that is not the same universe as the first three films. Like it's no longer like you can't see that stuff happening in the universe of the first three films.
I can see your point because for one thing,
completely different thing.
For one thing, they didn't really give Chucky much of a sexuality in those first three movies. He just wanted to kill, and anyone who got in his way or just for fun. He seemed pretty singularly minded on getting his soul into, the kid's body.
But psychopaths like
so to give him like other motivations, I think that Bride of Chucky's kind of when they started to humanize him, and that's when kind of a lot of the problems.
I agree with that.
Fester in this franchise formed, so that's true.
Well, it's not about the doll having.
Yes, Nicole.
It's not about the doll having any kind of sexuality. I'm talking about just the elements of reality, just the universe that those people are living in. Could you really see in the first three films a doll being able to birth another doll in those three films?
Well, just because you hadn't seen it in those first three movies.
Yeah, but that's hard to see.
Happened.
Like that's
hard to see, but that doesn't mean it couldn't have happened.
Well, that scene you're talking about.
Let's hold on. Let me give an assessment here, okay? Based on what those first three movies set up, okay? Let's just go by the first movie. The longer Chucky stays in the doll body, the more human he becomes.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't have to make sense. It's voodoo. It's imaginary. Like, Ade due dambala, give me the power, I beg of you. There's no. It's not even real language. It's like partly inspired by French, but it's kind of just more gibberish. They kind of did like this weird amalgam of things for the voodoo in Child's Play, but that is a rule in the first movie that was set up that he becomes more human in the body, and that carries over to the second movie and the third movie, and so on. So
but if you watch the first movie...
so hold on, if we go by that logic, right? Then if there was, let's say, a female doll that also became more human in that body, then theoretically speaking, the two of them could possibly get together and mate. So I disagree with you that that's not the same universe. They just hadn't done it yet.
How long was Tiffany in that doll? Long enough to be able to give birth?
Well, that's the other thing that. Well, that's the other thing.
1 day to birth a doll baby, to form and birth in just one fucking day,
dude. Before you get all on your high horse about this shit, they haven't really like stuck to the rules of the franchise very faithfully. Right?
Yeah.
We know that. That being said, it still was set up. They still put it in at least one of these movies, so it is feasible that it could have happened. So I'm not saying that all the rules have stayed consistent the whole time. They certainly have not. In fact, they brought in so many different rules and retcons later on that don't measure up to that first movie that it's just the whole franchise doesn't make any sense. Like, for example, the Heart of Damballa wasn't introduced until Bride of Chucky. Suddenly, Chucky needs it to put his soul into someone else's body.
Right.
Where was he talking about that for the first 3 movies? Nowhere, right?
Nowhere.
It was just a MacGuffin that Don Mancini came up with to give them a reason to go on this road trip. That's the only reason he put it in there. He said this on camera, on video. He's in interviews. That being said, that doesn't mean that those first 3 movies aren't the same universe. It just means that Don Mancini's a lazy fucking writer when it comes to the lore in the franchise.
But you gotta put this in context with the first movie, because at the beginning, James Earl Ray or whatever his name is was running from police. All right, breaks into.
Doesn't make any sense, Billy.
He's trying not to.
Okay, let me guess. So a serial killer running from the police runs into a toy store. And
I don't think Damien fucked. I'm sorry, Bill. I don't think Damien fucked Tiffany. First off, she was totally leading him on. Wasn't gonna fuck him at all. Second off, she was in a completely different fucking body by the time she got pregnant. So how does that make any sense?
Yeah,
the voodoo in this franchise, it has an accelerated birth cycle.
Mhm.
They established that fully in Seed of Chucky, and that basically lines up with Bride. It does remain sort of consistent.
Yeah.
Apparently it's accelerated by like 9 months because you give birth in like a day. Now,
because does
it make sense? It doesn't have to make sense in the real world. It doesn't make sense in the world of the movie. Is it consistent? And between Bride and Seed,
let me rephrase my question. Let me rephrase my statement and general point. Why did they think that going with a doll baby was the way to go? I mean, just in general, again, when you look at the first 3 films, when you look at the point and the general attitude, the way the films are portrayed, what they're trying to do, why did they think it was a good idea to have dolls mating and doll babies?
I don't fucking know.
I mean, that's again, that where you asked the question, where did it go off the rails? That's it.
Yeah, but in the first movie,
that's it.
The reason why he goes into a doll and the voodoo is introduced is because he wanted to escape. He wanted to escape
this
custody.
Okay, let me ask you this, Mr. K. Okay, only Mr. K. First off, A, did you like the character of Tiffany in Bride of Chucky? B, where would you have wanted that relationship to eventually go in the movie?
I think that up until the point where they had them fucking mate on camera like that, I mean, even if they did that and that was it, even if they showed these 2 dolls screwing in a motel, even if they did that and that was the end of it, right? Okay, yeah. I could get past that. That's kind of funny, whatever. But that's
yes, I did like John Ritter in Bride of Chucky.
Where would I have liked to have seen it gone?
Would you think the rest of the movie was fine if they just left out the sex stuff and the baby?
Yes, that's the thing. I like Bride of Chucky actually.
Okay, I was just wondering if that was like your only problem. If that was your only problem with the movie. Or
yeah, that stuff right there is ultimately what leads into Seed, which killed the franchise. I mean, that's
okay. So I'm gonna say this. Okay, got your opinion. Thank you. So that's enough from you. So here's my opinion, based on someone who was literally waiting for years after Bride of Chucky came out for a sequel. Okay, I was thinking they were to go in a completely different direction after Bride of Chucky and make the baby like really scary, like some kind of weird homunculus creature, like hunting down people and hiding in the and doing like even crazier than Chucky. Like that's what I thought they were gonna do, and it does line up with the ending of that movie where the baby's like murderous, right? The baby's killing like the police chief that's there, and it's just like it's scary, right? That's where I thought they were going with it completely. Yeah. They just threw that idea out the fucking window. I don't know what the hell Don Mancini did with his brain. He just threw it in a blender. He blended it up and he put it back in his skull. He's like, this is what I'm going to do. So, no, I didn't like the Glenn/Glenda. I mean, I don't know. It's just Seed was a travesty in many ways. But I'll just say that's totally not what I expected for the sequel of Bride. So I'm not going to say that was a terrible idea just because I didn't like the execution of the sequel. I think that's unfair to say. I think I don't know why people limit themselves when it comes to the creativity of a franchise. Like, well, you couldn't have done it because Seed sucked. No, there's millions of different ways they could have done it. It could have been like something out of Alien where the baby's like crawling around and becoming like this weird freak creature. Like it could have done so many different things with that concept. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, I'm not saying they couldn't have. Of course they could have, but I'm talking about what.
And the fact that they ended it on a scare and that baby was scary tells you like this is, that could have led to something scary.
Yeah, I would have expected them, Jamie, to victimize each other, because in a real psychopath's mind, they don't love anyone. They hate everyone.
Yeah, they were. Well, they were. Like, it was a toxic couple, and they were bad for each other, and they kind of tied that up in the end. Tiffany's like, we belong dead, and she stabs Chucky. Chucky stabs her, and it's like this thing where they're basically like the Frankenstein, right? Like Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein. Same ending, basically.
Would you agree that it probably would have been best to just have Tiffany die at the end of Bride of Chucky permanently and have to wait for Chucky to come back?
Yes.
In the movie.
Absolutely. That's a good question. I don't even know if I had that on the thing here, but let's ask it officially. Okay. Would it have been a good idea to just kill Tiffany off after Bride? Yes, 100 times fucking yes, absolutely. Because her character does not get better at all after that movie. In fact, she just hangs around and becomes like this crutch almost for the franchise. Like she just appears, and it's, I guess, because Don Mancini just likes Jennifer Tilly, she just keeps hanging around.
It's almost she's almost in a lot of ways like, even though she actually exists in the film, she's in a lot of ways like the Stu of the Chucky universe. There's this love for Jennifer Tilly, and she has to be there, and everyone has to talk about her.
And listen,
in this case,
I like Jennifer Tilly too, but that doesn't mean her character deserves to stay in the movies. Like after a certain point, like her character arc was concluded by the end of Bride. In fact, it only serves to cheapen her character more the more she continues to hang around after. In fact, I lost respect more for her character, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, because them two are at the end of Bride of Chucky. Them two
she
were
made
fighting.
a choice. She made a choice at the end of Bride. Like, we belong dead and I'm done, right?
Right.
And then she keeps crawling back to him. Like, okay, is that it? That's the end of that conversation then? It's just like, now you're just a toxic couple and you just bicker every now and then.
Yeah,
every kill each other. They even killed each other again in the Chucky TV show. I'm like, are we really doing this again? And I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for her at this point, because it's like, you took him back after he already killed you multiple times.
But you have two psychopaths. You have two clinical psychopaths and a doll. It's,
well, at least it was easier to kind of tell them apart in Bride. Because Tiffany seemed to be way more like emotionally dependent, whereas Chucky was like, more of like a lone kind of actor. Like, he's just on his own, right? And he didn't care about anyone else. That's very clear, right? His character was mostly consistent with the previous entries in the franchise. And he's trying to, he's basically putting up with Tiffany the whole time. He doesn't really love her, right? He likes maybe the convenience of her, being around, but he doesn't want to put up with the actual investment of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't actually.
It's more like a partner in crime. I would see it.
Kind of, but he also doesn't want to commit to that either. Like, he basically just wants to get her to do what he wants and then shove her aside. That's the character of Chucky, and it's mostly consistent in Bride, where literally at the end, this is what defines his character, right? He stabs Tiffany in the gut and he says, "Get off my knife," and just slides her off. That's Chucky, right? Right there.
Yeah. Usually when they make movies or they write them, they usually have a consultant.
He wasn't like, hey, you know, oh, I'm so sorry I had to do this to you, Tiffany. You know, you just wouldn't stop. You know, no. He's like, get off my fucking knife.
Yeah, usually,
because they kept the character consistent in Bride, I was able to like be like, okay, this is fine. Now in Seed, I don't know.
Yeah, but
he's not really consistent in that one.
Thing. They couldn't keep it psychiatrically.
There's like a big elephant in the room that they ignored in Seed when Glenn brought Chucky and Tiffany back to life at the beginning of the movie. It literally, he brings them back to life, and it's almost like they have amnesia. Like, you guys not remember killing each other at the end of the last movie? Like, now you're fine with each other? No. You at least have to work this out or something, right?
Yeah, because I watched one interview by a few of the bad characters in movies. So what they do is they do their research. Okay, how does a psychopath behave? So they do their research, and so do the writers. So the characters actually make sense. Right after Bride of Chucky, it went downhill because the psychiatric profile didn't jive.
Yeah, it didn't fit after a while. Yeah, I think they really destroyed his character in Seed, and then moving forward. Like in Bride, he was mostly still himself for the most part.
Yeah, they don't love anyone, but and then I don't think they even love themselves too.
Yeah.
So you have to do this, make a movie like this, and be psychiatrically consistent throughout all the films.
No, he wasn't a good guy, Adia. Not at all.
No, not at all.
Did you hate when Tiffany killed Jennifer's sister, Meg? Honestly, I can't remember.
Yeah, because...
Hello, Billy? Hello? Billy Judd? Can you speak? I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Can't hear you at all.
I can hear you.
Okay, we can hear you now. Okay, so what do you have to say about Chucky?
Well, I do love him. I do love him as a killer doll. His antiques are pretty amazing, and well, and his lines are pure comedy.
Yes, that is true. Thank you very much to Gloria for the $10. Appreciate that very much. Let me play a little.
I'm not trying to tell you what to do, RJ. All I'm saying,
you're right, dude.
Listen, if you don't remove Joe Buddy,
I'm not gonna remove Joe Buddy. God damn it!
So, okay, let's go to the next question here because we've kind of been on this one for a bit. Is Don Mancini good for the franchise? I'll let you guys go.
Yes.
Yes? You think he's good?
Yeah.
Have you liked everything Don Mancini has done in the franchise?
Yes.
Do you know who Don Mancini is?
He's the original Chucky creator.
That's right. He wrote Chucky. He's also directed Sin Seed of Chucky. Okay, well, Billy, we're gonna take you off panel. Appreciate you coming on, but we have a stream to run here. If you guys want to come on panel, please be prepared to speak clearly and quickly.
And have your
I ain't got patience.
Yeah, and have your equipment working right.
Yes, have your equipment working. That helps. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. So, Don Mancini, is he good for the franchise? I guess I'll go. I don't think so. No. The first 4 movies, for whatever reason, because he was the writer, he did a pretty decent job. You know, the third one has its,
quirks
issues. Yeah, it's quirks. The fourth one may have its quirks, as well. But for the most part, these are pretty damn good movies, when he took over the director's chair, that's when the tone of this franchise just completely went off the rails. And it really, to me, okay, maybe it's not everyone else, okay? Maybe I'm the crazy one because I've argued with a lot of people on Reddit, and apparently they don't agree either. The tone of this franchise has never fully recovered.
Yeah.
In Seed of Chucky, in my opinion. I feel like it's always had an element of that weirdly comedic kind of feel, and it's not scary. Like it's not even in the entire Chucky TV show, it wasn't scary. I feel like Don Mancini doesn't know how to make Chucky scary. And he hasn't this whole time. Like he can write a script okay, but when it comes to directing and framing the scenes and everything that leads up to Chucky killing and all that, he can't hack it. He just can't do it. I don't know if maybe he lost his talent at a certain point. Maybe he just got to a certain point. He's like, I'm an old fuck now. I don't know how to write Chucky anymore.
Or he just got bored of it and just
he didn't get bored. He did not get bored. I promise you, because if he did get bored, he would have let go of this franchise a long time ago, gave it back to Universal, said, do what you want with it. But instead, he is deciding to basically be in control of every aspect of Chucky's production now. Since Seed of Chucky.
Yeah, they need new writers, a new director. As you said,
he can stay on as a consultant. I would say if he was either a co-writer or consultant or something on the movie, I think that'd be fine. Maybe pull in someone who could do something fresh script wise, because Don Mancini's ideas are a little off the wall. We'll get to that in a second. He has an idea about Chucky on a cruise and Chucky on a train, and it's all kinds of weird shit, apparently. So I feel like he just kind of goes for gimmicks now. It's like, okay, so it's just Chucky at a school, Chucky at a, whatever. It's like, that's not how you should think of making a Chucky movie. Like, you should think of, like, what's the next step for, what would be the next logical step for Chucky in this universe?
I think it started as boredom. And then he says, okay, how can I spice this up? And he couldn't even get that right. So the franchise just went downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of people complained, and nobody listened. I think this Don Mancini guy, I think he thinks in his mind, he thinks he does everything great, everything's good when it's not.
That is possible. I will say again that he is gay, and he has seemed to put a lot of gay stuff in the Chucky franchise. And I'm not going to go on about this for too long, but you have people out here saying that Chucky is some kind of LGBTQ ally or something like that. And it's like, when has that ever been the case?
Well, we know that the original 3 films were the story about a young boy, Andy, who was gay. That was his. we learned that from that article, right? The first 3 films clearly were about a closeted young gay boy, even though none of us knew this for all these.
Well, yeah, that's right. That's right. That comment's right. I think he wasn't he? David from Bride of Chucky was gay.
Yes, he was gay, but they didn't make the film about him being gay. He was just a side character. And I think that's the best. Honestly, I think that's the best way to handle a gay character. It's like, okay, he's just gay. There's you're not trying to sell some kind of agenda. It's like, he's a gay character. So what?
Yeah, I agree with inclusion. but not if
Yeah, it's
they-
fine
not
if you if it's fine if they're there. But my problem with the Chucky TV series, where they had these gay young boys in this weird like romantic ritual thing going on for like multiple seasons, where they're like getting together and having sexual times. It's like, why is this in a Chucky thing? Like, even if the two boys had like feelings for each other, do you have to do the whole like
visual aid thing?
Yeah, like what? That was a terrible idea. I don't think anyone wanted to see that. I think it hurt ratings, if I had to guess. And then the whole Glenn/Glenda trans thing.
Oh my goodness.
Was that, first off, if you're an ally of the LGBTQ, do you think that was done out of respect for the LGBTQ community?
They just wanted to
Chucky in London
go along with an agenda. So
Yeah, see
they
Ghostface
just
there.
So they ruined a franchise just because they wanted to be political.
Yeah. Yeah, he got hit by a fucking truck.
Oh yeah, I
and,
remember.
And that was, and they weren't afraid to just kill off a gay character, right? They weren't being called homophobic or something. It's like, oh, you killed the gay one. Who cares?
But Chucky's a serial killer. He's a psychopath.
Right. Everyone's equal in the eyes of Chucky. If you're a human being, he will kill you. It doesn't matter what your sexuality is. That's about the fairest. That's about the fairest thing you could say about Chucky.
Or gender or race or religion. He doesn't discriminate. He likes to kill.
Now, I don't like his line in the Chucky TV series where he's talking to Jake, because Jake is gay in the show. Okay. And Chucky's like, I have a trans kid. And he's like, you have a LGBTQ kid, Chucky.
Oh my goodness.
Or something. And then Chucky's like, yeah, Jake, I'm not a monster. I'm like, what am I watching? Yeah, it was something like that. I'm not even kidding.
And I don't like, and this is what I don't like.
And you have people like showing that like on social media, like, look, see, Chucky supports the gays. I'm like, are you
serious? My goodness.
First off, he probably just said that to manipulate Jake.
Yeah.
He wasn't being serious, but they're acting like Chucky is serious in that. So
yeah, they're highly manipulative. Let me point that out. Psychopaths.
Like, yeah, it's like, well, anyway. Mr. K, you're awfully quiet.
What is the question here? Dog Mancini good for the franchise? I mean, at this point, I don't know, man. I mean, it's such a train wreck. It's been a train wreck for decades. I mean, the franchise hasn't been in the movies, in the theaters for over 20 years.
Because of Seed.
And then the last time it was there, I went to it. I was in high school. I went and saw it. It was I didn't know what the fuck I was watching. That was a train wreck. And the TV series, I will say, it was enjoyable enough because I kind of had accepted it was going to be a train wreck. Obviously, starting a nuclear war in season 3 is like, I mean, at this point, like, I don't even know what to say about that. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying is like, it has never fully escaped the tone of Seed of Chucky. And that proves it. That scene where Chucky sets off nukes in the fucking war room in the Pentagon or whatever.
I saw a clip of that.
Like, how can anyone tell me that we have escaped Seed territory after that? I stopped watching after Brad. I've seen bits and pieces of that, and he ruined it. Like, Don Mancini ruined the franchise with Seed of Chucky. I fully believe that if he had made a proper sequel to Bride of Chucky, this franchise would not be where it is today.
I agree with that.
It was ruined after that. Like, I cannot overstate like how things have changed since then. Like, Bride of Chucky was Bride of Chucky wasn't like the most successful horror movie, but for what it was pretty successful at the time. It made money.
But here's the thing that people don't realize.
But Seed was such a bomb that Universal was like, okay, we're done. We are not funding any more of these fucking movies. And I believe Don Mancini had to literally seed, no pun intended, funds for the movie all by himself to make Curse of Chucky.
Yeah.
Just to get the ball rolling again. I think Universal told him, like, look, if you want to make the movie yourself, you know, we'll put it on like DVD or whatever, but we're not funding the actual movie. You can go make it yourself, you know, using your Hannibal money or whatever. And, you know, then we'll see if we can bring Chucky back after that. If you fuck it up, well, then you fucked it up. Yeah. And I think that's what happened.
Because sometimes money at the box office is misleading. If a bunch of people go in to see a movie and they say, oh, wow, this sucked. This movie really sucked. Are they going to come back for the sequel?
Right,
unlikely. I went to the movie theater a few times. I said, this movie sucks.
Billy, why do you think that Tiffany fucked Damien? She clearly wasn't fucking him in the movie. You keep saying that.
Hey, I found something funny. I don't know if you ever noticed this before. I kind of didn't put this together until now. When I was looking for those Bride of Chucky motel room scenes, I kind of stumbled onto this. Here, load this image up. All right, and now load this image up. Did you notice that?
That is funny. I didn't notice that, but that is pretty funny.
It is apparently
it is uncanny.
Apparently in Scream 6 they had Kirby cosplaying as Tiffany and we didn't know it.
I always thought that outfit of hers.
They had all those other horror characters on the subway.
I always thought that outfit of hers was weird. Although she wasn't wearing the little dress part.
Yeah,
the jacket.
And it's really sad when you go stream a movie on the the streaming app. You have to turn it off within 15-20 minutes because it's so bad.
Damien was her ex-boyfriend. I don't think that was established, was it? They weren't exes.
Yeah,
he was just her friend.
Wasn't he high school teacher or something?
He was trying to get in her pants by trying to pretend to be a serial killer when he showed those photos off of him wearing the nail polish or whatever. He was trying to impress her because she had this thing for Chucky, right? And Chucky was dead. And he wanted to be like Chucky so that she would sleep with him. That's what happened in the movie. They weren't exes. I think you read the movie wrong. I thought Hayden was just doing her best Ellen Barkin impression, Scream 6. I'm not young enough or old enough to understand that reference. So
she was in that movie Scent of a Woman with Al Pacino, I think, but I don't know what that has to do with that.
I'm not old enough to know.
Don't know what that has to do with that outfit, though.
I don't know. Okay. Where's this thing? Okay. Was the Chucky TV show good, and what did you think of it? You already said what your thoughts were on the TV show.
I didn't bother watching the TV show, so I can't comment.
Okay. I will say the first season is decent.
Okay.
It's not great, but it has its moments. It is okay. It's enjoyable to watch.
Just like the Superman movie that bombed. Same kind of feel.
Similar to that. Like it could have been way better, but it was fine for what it was. It just had so much more potential to be better. Now, the second season and especially the third season is when it fully goes Seed of Chucky off the rails. And I hated several things that they did after that. Like the whole good Chucky thing. I hated that. I thought that was dumb. I hated all the multiple Chuckies in season 2. We had bald Chucky, you had buff bodybuilder Chucky. Like, what the fuck was that? Really?
Oh my goodness.
Like, what are you doing, Don?
What are they trying to do? Impress people with that?
I don't know what the point was at, but they had so many different moments like that, right? And then you had Ghost Chucky in the third season. You had old Chucky. Chucky turns old because Damballa forsakes him. You have Chucky literally in a doctor's office who's like a voodoo doctor. Get it?
Oh my goodness.
And he's like, literally the doctor's performing some kind of like religious check on him where he's like, it looks like you got an exorcism in season 2. So Damballa has forsaken you. And so now you can't do the body switch gimmick anymore. It's like, what? Like, even if that was a plot point, right? To do it that way is such a fucking like Seed of Chucky type joke. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like Don Mancini heard the criticisms of all his buffoonery in this franchise and then just decided, you know what? I'm going to go right back to doing Seed shit because fuck it. Why not? Right? Maybe he knew
he thinks he's so great.
I think maybe he knew that the third season was going to be it. Like, that's all you're getting. Like, I think he knew at that point, like, you just do whatever you want to do with the third season because we're not renewing this shit.
Yeah.
Well, we know
found out.
We know for a fact that's true because at the end of season 3, they had Chucky come on the screen and do a sales pitch begging you to call a phone number to get the show renewed. What successful show does that?
That's desperate.
Yeah. Yeah. He and that, you know, that's another thing. Like when the Chucky does like the state of the Chuck address or whatever, and he does this like every season from the season 1, 2, and 3. Like he talks to the audience. It's like, okay, if you want to do like a commercial of Chucky talking to the audience, making like a joke advertisement, do that. Don't put it in the actual fucking show where you're trying to make Chucky scary again. And I feel like it's so weird to me. It's like they want to try to scare you with these scenes where Chucky's killing people, but then like have him like crack jokes and talk to the audience like he's doing a fireside chat like he's FDR. Like how are you going to try to tell us that Chucky is scary in this while he's doing some goofy ass shit like that? It just doesn't make any sense. It's like Don Mancini doesn't get it. Like he thinks he can have his cake and eat it too. Like, oh, I can keep Chucky scary and have Chucky fucking, you know, riding on a fucking dolphin in the ocean with sunglasses on.
Yeah,
I could do both.
That's delusional thinking.
I could do both of those things. No, you can't. No, you absolutely cannot. Yes, a witch doctor. Get it? They had a pun. Oh my god! Like, and then to cap it all off, it's on Peacock, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's on Peacock.
Could be.
Chucky TV series. You can watch it on Peacock. The Chucky setting off the nukes while killing the president of the United States. And then at the end, was it Lexi, Jake, and Devin get turned into dolls? And then Chucky takes off in a car with Tiffany while what's her face is driving, the young girl. I always forget her fucking name.
Here's the other thing I don't like.
That's the end.
After Bride of Chucky, he tried to make a psychopath or two psychopaths. Did he try to humanize them?
Yeah.
Well,
he was
a problem with that.
That's the thing, right? The balance is like, how far do you humanize Chucky before he stops being scary?
Yeah.
And I feel like they started this process actually in Child's Play 3. Because there's this one scene, right, where Chucky is in the woods and he's watching Andy and De Silva kissing, right?
I really got to get out of this body.
It's like, and that kind of foreshadows what would happen in Bride of Chucky unknowingly.
Yeah, because in the first movie, the reason why he swapped bodies was to avoid justice. The police were outside. He got shot.
Yeah.
And
well, he was going to die. He was going to die in that body, so he had to.
Yeah, he had a switch, and then he wanted to continue his reign of terror. So he said, "Okay, let me go into a Chucky doll, and I could do it under the radar."
Lexi's sister Caroline, thank you. It's Caroline, thank you. That's the name. But yeah, like once Chucky said that, in like this kind of like almost like Chucky's horny now. It's like, okay,
yeah.
Now you're starting to veer into a different kind of territory. Besides that, the tone of that movie is mostly okay. It's just that I don't think it was the proper location for a Chucky movie, a military academy. I don't think it fit. If there was a Chucky TV show at the time and that was one of the episodes, cool. Okay, I'm fine with that.
All right.
But it was a whole movie. Like, we don't need this.
Yeah,
I mean, it's entertaining. I can watch it today. Like, it's just one of those movies that it could have been better than it is. But
yeah, because after the one movie bombed, as you said, that they wouldn't fund it, so he had to pay for it himself, and he still bombed.
Yeah, I was talking about a different movie, but yeah, sure.
So the second movie he did, he had to pay out of his own money. Sucked.
Yes. Okay. So was the Chucky TV, getting back on track, was the Chucky TV show good, and what did you think of it? I think it was okay at first, decent enough, had promise, fucking biffed it in the second and third seasons, and rightly so, because it was terrible. So let's see here. Should the franchise ignore certain sequels and start over? I think that the franchise. Here's the funny thing. This franchise, and I think Don Mancini, he's proud of the fact that he's kept the same canon since the beginning. I'm not proud of that fact. If you know how much they do this with the Halloween series, where let's just start over from the second movie or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, let's pretend none of these fucking movies existed. And I think the franchise is doing way better because of that, because they choose to kind of start fresh, right? And kind of keep the franchise alive in like this new direction. That's what they should have done with Chucky. In fact, there's still time to do that. They can choose to ignore Seed of Chucky going all the way to the Chucky TV series and start, like, let's say 20 years later after Bride, right? Something like that. None of that shit happened after Seed of, none of that shit, right? Just say 20 years later, Chucky's been gone for a long time. And then finally, like, someone resurrects a good guy doll in the Play Pals factory, and then that Chucky's back. Something like that. They could totally do that.
You just gave me an idea, Jamie. Yeah. If I was writing this, hypothetically, and two movies in a row bombed, I'd probably take clips from that movie, all right, those two movies, and then they wake up and it's just a dream. To start off with a new script or whatever, new set of circumstances.
Well, I wouldn't say a dream. Just completely ignore them.
Just ignore. Something to explain.
I think here's how they could address it. Here's how they could address, and I put this in my video that nobody watched yesterday. Is that literally you could have a scene in this, fictional Chucky sequel where all the events that happened in Seed, Curse, Cult, whatever, all Chucky TV show, all that shit is summed up as like a movie on the TV screen. Right? Yeah. There was a Chucky movie that came out like, I don't know, 10, 20 years ago. And it was popular for a little bit, but it's faded into obscurity. Right? Yeah. Let's say it's kind of like Stab in the Scream movies, something like that.
That works too, though. That works too.
And then just say, like, okay, so Chucky, the idea of Chucky as a franchise does exist in this universe, but now we're trying to, start over, just kind of push it to the side a little bit. Like, establish, like, yes, it's similar shit has happened in this franchise. Some weird shit that's in the movies, not in the real world, quote unquote, in universe.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Because my idea and your idea could work though.
Yeah.
You have to look at the two movies that bombed and beyond that and say, wait a minute. We need to change this all up. No one's coming to see Chucky anymore because they bored them all.
Yeah, and I think even if they took a tone that was similar to Bride, I think it would still be fine.
I don't think Don Mancini can take responsibility for his failures as a director and writer.
The first step to doing that would to actually admit that he had failed.
Yeah, and some people, and we know one of them, that can admit failure, right?
Here's the thing.
They're wrong.
Yes. Okay. So here's the thing with Don Mancini. There's a whole lot of people that still kiss his ass to this
Oh
day.
yeah, absolutely.
They think he's great. They think, oh, you're continuing the Chucky franchise. Yeah, we love Chucky. Yeah. But it's like they either are too stupid to understand how many times Don Mancini has fucked up, and they'll just eat any old fucking slop that they're given. Like, yeah, just give us whatever Chucky you give. We don't even care, you know. Or
and there are some idiots that will go to the movie theater and watch it. Or
I didn't mention that reboot because it doesn't really count, Billy.
I would not pay money to go see another Chucky movie unless Don Mancini is out and they start all over again.
I'll say that the 2019 Child's Play reboot, I didn't care for it. I liked the overall direction they were going in terms of tone. They tried to keep it mostly scary with some, like, you know, some jokes here and there. That's more or less, I think, the direction Chucky should go in. But I don't know if we're going to get
the whole thing psychiatrically feasible as a psychopath or sociopath.
Yeah, I know.
You're off and say, "Oh, let's humanize a psychopath." There's no such thing.
I didn't like the robot Chucky idea. I think that was dumb. I also didn't like the look of Chucky. I thought it was ugly. It was disgusting looking. It was so bad. Not good. Didn't care.
Yeah,
for it.
This should just start over.
Yeah, I think they should start over from Bride.
Yeah,
I think that's a good example. Or you know what? You could even ignore Bride if you want. That would just basically mean that Tiffany is out of the equation, which is fine. She should not be around anymore anyway.
Or Tiffany can go her own way and
no, she's dead.
Yeah, either dead or she goes her own way.
No, she's dead.
Here's an idea. They could do this, right? They could say that everything from Bride, they could acknowledge. Here's an idea. Here's a fucking idea. If they really wanted to try and fix this whole thing, which is, I mean, let's be real, it's pretty much unfixable at this point. But if they wanted to try, right, they could say, you know, Tiffany Valentine really did exist. She really was a real person, played by Jennifer Tilly. You know, really, it was Charles Lee Ray's girlfriend. That shit is true, right? But all of the events from Bride of Chucky to through up to the TV show, these are all just a dream. It's all just a weird dream that the soul of Chucky has been having since he was killed after the third film, right? All that shit. And then
I don't like that idea.
They could restart it after fucking 3. And Jennifer Tilly can play living Tiffany Valentine if they want. I'm not saying that's a great idea. I'm saying that because people are gonna bitch, and we want Jennifer Tilly, we want Tiffany.
I don't care. We're not talking about what the reception is. We're talking about how to make this a good continuation.
Even if they
if everyone hated the movie and it was great, I wouldn't give a fuck if people liked it or not.
Yeah, let me give you an example of that. So everyone knows who Angelina Jolie is.
Never heard of her.
I think her acting sucks. I think she's bad at making movies.
Okay.
However, some people say, "Oh, she's so great."
Okay, what's your point?
Well, the point is basically that sometimes it's in the eye of the beholder.
Okay.
How these films go. There'll always be a few idiots that will sit there and they like it, boring and content.
Sure. I think,
but the majority doesn't like it.
I think. Listen, Bride of Chucky was good. I don't care what anyone thinks. It's a good movie. It was good for Chucky to explore the possibility of having some kind of human connection, only for it to end in disaster. That was good. And it ended perfectly the way that it should have. You can continue from there and not bring Tiffany back. Okay? It literally would be the same. In fact, then you would be left with more avenues for Chucky to go down, like bringing back the Kincaids from Bride of Chucky. You could bring back Tyler and let's say his family. Let's say he has a family. Andy, you can bring him back. Kyle. I don't know. Maybe these people cross paths or live in the same neighborhood at a certain point. I don't know. Whatever they would choose to do for a reboot to bring it back to, more basics, but keep that same character of Chucky.
Well, what they can do too is get rid of Tiffany altogether from the Chucky and let them two get a divorce and make Tiffany into her own franchise.
His reaction, he just collapsed internally. He just had an internal meltdown.
So maybe a franchise with just Tiffany.
No. No.
Let them be in competition with each other.
No. No, Bill. That is not. No.
But you didn't let me try and finish my idea, though.
What was your perfect idea? Finish.
It's not a perfect. I think whether or not if they
he just dreamed it all, and Chucky wakes up.
Chucky dreamed all that shit from Bride of Chucky forward, right? That's how you delete it.
And what happens?
Again, whether or not they still wanted to acknowledge Tiffany as being a real person, they could choose to do that if they wanted. Maybe.
But he wakes up, and then what?
Whatever the new idea is that goes back to basics, that clears out all the bullshit. They can do
How are
whatever
you
they
gonna
want.
say? How are you going to say I didn't let you finish your idea when that you basically just reiterated the same idea?
Well, I can't say exactly what they could do, but you have all those characters from the first.
Do you have that is called like an impetus? Okay,
I'm just trying to get Perry Reeves back. Okay, just shut up.
Who?
Perry Reeves De Silva. We're just gonna be back. We'll just do whatever we can to get her back.
Yeah. Sure. Maybe here's what I was thinking. Okay, if you want to go that route, okay, if you want to go that route and start things over from Child's Play 3, maybe in the future, De Silva and Andy have a family, right? You have pictures of like military academy, Andy's mom, Karen, she's a grandma now. They have a baby or they have a kid, right? Same age as Andy. Now you have the setup for a new Chucky film.
Yeah, if I was...
It practically writes itself.
You know what? Let me say this too. Let me say this as well. If we want to talk about ideas for the next Chucky movie, or even what would have been a season 4 of the Chucky TV series or whatever, the best thing that they never did or never tried to do was... And I'm sure she would be completely open to it. I'm sure they never asked her or Chris Sarandon, but apparently they never made any effort to get Karen Barkley or Mike Norris back in any of this shit. And that is something that is probably what they would really need to do.
They should do that.
If they were going to try to somehow get you back to the basics of the first 3 films, get the original fans back engaged, and somehow make this scary and serious again. Getting Karen Barkley and Mike Norris back involved would probably be
I think Andy should have a kid. Because that would be hold on a sec. That would be the ultimate revenge for Chucky, right?
That's
I'm
true.
gonna take over Andy's kid. And I'm gonna be his kid, something like that. Whatever.
I would either take your version, Jamie, or we could stick with mine, and I'd have Chucky screaming when he wakes up. I was in love.
Yeah,
can we not do that? That's still seed territory.
Or he could just wake up and say, "What a shitty dream that was."
Mm-hmm.
No,
whatever.
Stop.
Okay. Stop. I'm the Chucky voice of authority.
I'm the Chucky voice of authority. Can you look at this person's comment down here? Do you see what they said?
Oh my goodness!
If the child, hold on a second. That's our former guest, correct?
Yes.
Aquafina. Wait, that's a person. Nora Lum. Who's a stage name Aquafina.
Aquafina is an actress. She's an Asian actress. She should be Tiffany. Where the fuck do you get these ideas, bro?
You said something. Oh, the Chucky video you made the other day. I don't know if it's one. I watched one that you made, and I watched one that Critical Overlord made. So I'm not
probably
sure.
watched Critical Overlord's one because nobody watched mine.
I watched both of them, but I'm not sure exactly.
Go on.
Which one this idea came from, but fuck, you sidetracked me. I got off. Oh, the reboot, the 2019 reboot. I feel like there could be a way if we're gonna say like, okay, the Play Pals, the Good Guy Company doll, has come back or whatever. How would they come back? If they were to come back, they would come back essentially with an AI doll like that doll from the remake.
That's literally what I said in my video.
Now you did that was okay. That was your video. Now, while I was listening to your video, I was thinking this. If you're talking about Chucky, well, what's Chucky's like kind of what makes Chucky be able to hide himself or then reveal himself? It's that the dolls, the original Good Guy dolls, were pretty much worthless, right? You pulled a string or whatever, or talked to it, and it blinked its eyes and said, "Hi, I'm Andy. Hi, I'm Billy. Hi, I'm Chucky." Right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you have an advanced AI doll that can essentially do everything Chucky can do, but you don't know if this is an AI doll or if it's Chucky, because it can act just as real as Chucky can because it's AI and it's futuristic. And Chucky is now essentially hidden, right?
Right.
Completely.
Or you could wipe out those movies. I just thought of this. You
could just start over from scratch again.
Yeah, but here's the they can always pass the other movies in the series off as hallucinations somehow.
Oh my god! You guys have said that same idea like a million times.
Same idea.
Okay,
we
he
don't
wakes up
want
from a dream. We know you.
We don't
said
want
it
the
already.
Tiffany shit. We can all agree on that. I'm saying that if you have advanced AI dolls with this company returning, Chucky can see that and be like, "Oh, I got perfect cover now. They're never going to know it's me. These dolls are just as real as me."
I'm Billy Judd. I'm just
stop giving Don Mancini ideas, bro.
You
see what he said here?
You think Don Mancini?
You see what he said here, dude? Read this.
Yeah, he thinks that Don Mancini is going to listen to this and take it to heart.
Yeah, he will probably.
Turn Tiffany into a killer rapper. Is this person just having fun?
They have to be trolling, bro. They have to be trolling. I always get the trolls, man. I always get them. What were we talking about? Okay, so here was what I was thinking, because along your idea of the AI Chuckies, right? What if it's literally as simple as Chucky gets rebuilt again because, let's say, all the Chucky scraps or whatever the fuck, okay, makes it maybe a vial of Chucky's blood, right? Makes it into the mixture of the plastic or something. Similar to Child's Play 3, even though they kind of vaguely hinted at how that was done. Like, okay, so the blood goes into the plastic and makes his face, and that's whatever.
Okay.
Now he's being made into this new AI Chucky. So now Chucky is already fitted with all the AI gizmos and gadgets, and he's got all these he's got upgrades basically, right? You can make little jokes like that, like, oh, I got upgrades, that'd be cool. I think that'd be interesting.
Well, they could go the AI route.
I think the idea with the 2019 movie wasn't that bad. I just didn't care for the execution that much. I think the whole AI angle was cool. I just think it could have been done better.
They could write into an AI themed film that Chucky soul got sucked into the World Wide Web and he became an AI.
And Chucky on your web page is like, "Are you gonna refresh, asshole?" It's frozen on this page.
something like that.
He's like chasing you around the screen with a knife. He's like pixelated.
You know what? I think me and you, Jamie, could do a way better job than Dan Mancini can.
Dan Mancini doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
And we'd probably make it profitable too.
Yeah.
And they could obviously do
here
this
we go.
as well.
Here we go.
See this right here. This is excellent.
Pervert. Gotta bring
This
his
is
pervert shit here.
This is how it should have happened. That's okay.
This is now the sticky Scareticulus brand because you're showing it more on my channel than your own channel.
Yeah, it hasn't debuted yet. That's early access.
Sticky Scareticulus. Okay. But yeah, they could totally go that direct. I overall, I want them to at least bring the Play Pals brand back. The factory, all that stuff, reboot it from head to toe, make a brand new factory with, state-of-the-art dolls with, voice technology. And just, I want them to try to bring, because the biggest problem I see with this franchise, and let's just skip to, I guess we'll do this one, is that Chucky needs a reason to still exist in this world. Because when you think about it, and I kind of alluded to this in my video the other day, Chucky has two modes, right? He has the doll mode that's more like he's a good guy doll, right? And he says, "Hi, I'm Chucky." Want to play, that whole playful side of him. And then he's got the serial killer mode, right?
Yeah.
You can't just have one without the other. You need to have both. So it needs to be a reason for him to exist. Now, they usually try to fit a kid in there in either the show or the movies. Like, let's just get, in Cult of Chucky, they gave him to like crazy people. Like, here, the dolls help with like their mental illness to make them feel better. It soothes them or something like that, right? In Curse, you gave him to Alice, the little girl. Okay, there's an application there. In the Chucky TV show, Jake has him, which makes way less sense. The only reason it makes any sense is because Jake likes dolls, apparently. He likes making doll sculptures. But then they end up giving the doll to the fuck is her Caroline and the president's kid, right? And so they do at least try to give Chucky to some kid, right, in these. And that's how he makes sense. That's why he exists. So you need to give him some greater context for existing beyond just, okay, you give him to a kid. Because he's like a 40-year-old doll. And where are these doll bodies coming from? Who's making them? Who's manufacturing them? Is it just Tiffany? Is Tiffany making all the good guy dolls? I find that a little hard to believe. I don't know where all they came from in the first movie. Or I mean the first season of the TV show. Like where'd all those
just collector items? People from all across the country had been collecting.
I mean, I guess they went and bought good guy dolls from all over. Like they cost thousands of dollars, right? In universe. So
well, you remember how it ended. It ended with there being like the final prototype good guy doll.
Right. So if there's only one doll left, then you either need to make more dolls, like either with a new good guy doll factory with a new Play Pals thing, or someone's got to be making more dolls, right?
Or you could just make it that Chucky got mad because he thinks he's being replaced with a new, better version of a doll, and then he goes on a murder spree.
But why would Chucky care if someone's playing with a doll that's not him? Like, what do you think Chucky's motivation is in these movies? I just want to get played with. You think it's Toy Story? Is that what you think this is?
No, he's just mad because he wants to kill people, and there's a new best thing coming out, and he just gets angry and just goes on a killing spree.
Okay, well, I don't know. I feel like this franchise is dead. And Don Mancini doesn't know what the hell to do with it anymore. I don't know if he ever did, to be honest.
He can't even make it profitable anymore.
He just doesn't even think ahead, seemingly, right? I think the most thought ahead thing we had was Bride of Chucky, where he had the baby at the end. It's like, okay, at least you're thinking somewhat of where this franchise can go. But even that,
yeah, but
then he
movie,
ruined.
but then the next movie, he just totally screwed it up.
Yeah, of course. It doesn't even matter if he has forethought or if he doesn't think about it at all. He just introduces shit in each movie, like the soul splitting thing. Was it Curse? Cult. It was in Cult, but he was already doing it in Curse, I believe. He was already splitting himself up by that point.
But isn't the first rule in business, customers always right? So they should make movies on what the customers of the fan base wants.
Bill, which customer?
The whole,
I have to say something.
The whole
okay?
franchise.
I have to say something, Bill, Mr. K. Chucky fans are retarded. They're not a smart bunch, which pains me to say, because I really like Chucky. I like the Chucky franchise. But there's so many retards that just want to kiss Don Mancini's ass and sniff his farts, and they just want to give him cunnilingus on his toes. It's just, they're just like, for whatever reason, they just love the ground this guy walks on. It doesn't matter what he does. They think.
But as I said, the customer is always right, or the fans are always right. He shouldn't be doing what he wants. He should be doing what the fans actually want.
Well, like I'm telling you, Bill.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
They're basically, a lot of them are saying this is good. Like they're watching the Chucky TV show and they're like, "Oh, we're eating good. This is good shit."
Yeah,
they love this shit, right?
And
meanwhile, I'm over here like, "What the fuck are you doing, Don? You setting off nukes?"
Yeah, but then this is because there's only a small fraction of the fan base that likes what he's doing with it. The rest of them just say, "Okay."
I don't know. I'm skeptical. Bill. I feel I've seen more than enough evidence that most of the Chucky fan base is perfectly fine with what he's doing. They're fine with it. They like it. They like the TV show. They liked Curse. I think they liked Cult for the most part. And they're fine. They didn't like the over hilariousness of Seed. That much is established. But everything else after that, they liked. I've seen it. I've seen them in comments. I've seen them Reddit, Facebook, YouTube, all over. They're fine with it.
But do we know how much of the original fan base just got up and walked away?
We don't know that.
Yeah, we
can kind of tell by the numbers of people showing up to these things nowadays. I would say that the Chucky audience has basically been cut in half since Seed of Chucky.
Yeah, or 2/3, and then you have 25% left.
It used to be at least a sizable amount of people would go out and watch a Chucky movie. Not anything close to like Jason or Freddy, but at least in the ballpark, in like the range of like, okay, this is pretty successful.
But I could see, I can go onto any website and they still have people supporting it. And I don't understand why, but it's just the way it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like they support what he's doing. And I feel like I'm almost alone in thinking it's like they could be doing so much better.
You're not alone. All right.
Thanks, Bill. Mr. K.
Yeah.
What do you want for the next Chucky sequel?
I would want to see, again, Andy's mom and Mike Norris somehow in it. And for Chucky's whole point of being back, having something to do with, I don't know, something previous from a prior film. I mean, I certainly don't want it based around fucking nuclear war or 50 different Chucky models, or what was it? What the guy that played the fucking the creator of the dolls? It's
John Waters.
Yeah, the John Waters.
I don't think a train would work.
Wendell Wilkins. Was that it?
I can see. I saw something that's cruise ship idea.
Okay, a cruise ship might work because the cruise ship is big enough to for him to run around in and victimize people on the ship.
Y'all done?
Yeah, I'm done.
You guys good? You finished? I feel like this is all the wrong question.
Okay.
Chucky on a train, Chucky on a cruise. It's like Don Mancini is thinking of these ideas of where to set Chucky as if that's how he should be thinking about it. He's thinking about Chucky in terms of setting, not in terms of like, okay, where logically should Chucky go next in the story?
Mm-hmm.
It's him thinking, well, I think Chucky on a train would be cool. Or Chucky on a cruise ship. Like, that's how he's thinking about it?
Yeah.
Like, what? Do you know what I'm saying?
You must have acquired
You guys understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah. I can see where you're coming from.
I think he even had an idea of Chucky in space one time.
Oh my goodness, who's in space to victimize?
Aliens? I don't know.
It's you gotta make the script make sense.
It's like I'm over here like an idiot saying like, well, the Play Pals factory should come back. Good Guy dolls should come back. Detective Norris, Karen Barkley. He's like, I think Chucky on a train would be cool.
A train is limited victims.
Like that's not how we should be thinking about this. You should be thinking about it like, what's the next step for Chucky in terms of the story? What characters should he come up against? What scenarios? He's just like, I think Chucky killing a guy on a train would be cool. Him just tossing a guy out the train door would be cool.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
It's like that should be like secondary or third. The third thing you think about, right?
Jamie, let me just ask you this rhetorically. If you were a writer or director, wouldn't your goal be to make the most money possible? And then going by what your fans want in a movie, not what you want.
What about a Chucky film that is like Wes Craven's New Nightmare? Well, they already did that with Seed of Chucky, remember? It just wasn't as good.
Wouldn't you think on what makes you the most money and what's the most success?
Yes, I would do that. The thing is that Don Mancini, I think he thinks he could just do whatever he wants generally with Chucky, and because Universal gave him first refusal, which means that he basically is in control of Chucky. And basically, if they're going to make a new Chucky movie, Don Mancini has the right to make it over anyone else. So we're stuck with Don Mancini until he dies, basically.
Or he sells the rights or whatever happens, but I doubt will happen.
He's not going to sell it.
Oh, hell no.
I think, here's the other thing we need to talk about is that Brad Dourif is getting pretty old. I would be shocked if he's still around in another 10 years. So you have to start thinking, because there's no replacing Brad Dourif, right? He's the voice of Chucky. You have to start thinking at this point about wrapping things up, right?
Yeah.
You're making the
maybe
same
start considering that this next movie might be the last one you get to make.
Or you could just call it quits and say it's a shipwreck, and just say it's unfixable.
If Chucky ends on a fucking cruise ship,
oh my goodness,
I'm gonna explode.
You're making the exact same point I made about the other horror franchises, especially like Scream, where the actresses are getting too old to keep playing the same characters.
And Brad Dourif's older though.
Here's the thing. This is a whole great topic of conversation in itself.
What is he, Jamie, in his 70s or 80s now?
Well, apparently I'm not here.
Let the man talk, Bill.
I was just completely removed. Nobody ever talks about this, but we're in a very weird spot in human history where we only have, like, let's say, give or take, like, we have like 70 years of content, right? Music, movies, like modern stuff. That's really like all we have. Maybe 70, 80 years of like modern movie and music, right? So we've never had a point in time before in history where, say, like in the Chucky franchise, where you have this guy who's played this character for decades, who's going to die eventually, and then they're going to have to redo it. We've really never had that until now. You know, the same thing with Robert Englund as Freddy. You know, he has to go. We've never really had that in history where it's interesting to think about, like, hundreds of years from now, are people still going to be watching these movies from the 80s and 90s? Are they going to know what they are? It's interesting to think about. Same with music. Is there going to be someone living 500 years from now that's like, oh yeah, my favorite kind of music is 1990s music. You ever listen to it? It's from like fucking 500 years ago, right? Does anyone here listen to music from 500 years ago? I mean, I don't know when like Beethoven lived, but I mean, that's not like modern normal music, right?
It evolved over time.
It's interesting to think about exactly how you transition an intellectual property and a franchise to a new generation when the people in the previous ones are all going to be dead, right?
No, but I'll point out this. Movies in the 70s, 80s, and 90s and the early 2000s are much better, in my opinion, than they are today.
Okay.
Because they actually had good writers.
Mr. K, you just got billed.
But that's okay. My point was made. I mean, I think you understand what I'm saying.
But he railroaded over your point with his point.
That's okay.
So now all I can think about is what Bill said.
Yeah, because here's the thing, Jay.
Yeah.
Right? Here's the thing. In this woke era culture, they make movies based on agenda and politics, and they totally disregard what the public wants.
Yeah.
They just say, "Oh, here's what you get, and tough luck if you don't like it."
You know, along the lines of what both of you guys are saying, but mostly Mr. K. I've thought about this for a while. Basically, what I was saying before, Chucky needs a reason to exist, and as times progress, the idea of a doll being given to a kid and them playing with the doll. I mean, do dolls still exist nowadays? Yes, but I think they come in like different forms now. The whole Cabbage Patch doll thing was a big craze in the 80s. It's not so much popular today. Kids play with different types of toys now. They have iPads. They have, like, you know, Elmos and, you know, little characters like that they play with. They have whatever, little Fluffykin toys, whatever the fuck that they play with.
Everything,
now, right?
Every product that comes out on the market, even if it's now or 20, 30 years ago, is the original product that they release evolves over time. It's not the same doll. It's not the same.
Right. So my point that I'm making is that Chucky, he had his relevance. He had his time. He's like the dinosaurs, right? They had their shot. Now, but nature chose them for extinction. That's kind of like Chucky. Chucky, would it have been a good idea to just end Chucky after Bride of Chucky? Possibly.
Yeah.
Because at that point, hold on, Bill. I'll give you a chance to talk. At that point, Chucky was already a joke. The doll, you remember when Damien in the Bride of Chucky, he's like he finds the Chucky doll in Tiffany's trailer or whatever, and he's like, Tiffany, I didn't even know you like dolls now. You like this Chucky doll? That's what he's so 80s. He's so gay and stupid. Yeah. Like, they were literally making fun of him in the movie, right? That was already old back then in 98. Now it's like ancient. It's like fucking little like fucking arrowheads in the ground from the Indians.
Yeah, Chucky's as old as we are.
1600s. You know what I mean? Like, it's old. It's so old. So it has no place in our current zeitgeist. So whenever like they try to reboot Chucky now, I'm like, is there a reason for Chucky to be around now? Like, No, they don't even make these dolls anymore. It's weird. And in universe, it makes even less sense because that those were popular dolls in the 80s. Why is one just hanging around in perfect mint condition? Like you'd think it'd be all like messed up and tattered and shit, right? It's strange. And then on top of that, the added popularity of Chucky in universe again existing as a killer doll, and it's been in the newspapers all over the fucking country, right? Ranging from Chicago, New Jersey, California, many different states that have logged this killer Chucky doll, right? In all of its forms. And yet still, these characters think nothing of this good guy doll just sitting there. It makes no sense. And maybe you're not supposed to think about it this much, but I am thinking about it because it makes
but the same thing
no
over
sense
and over again is boring in my mind. I want to see something different, but actually written good, produced good, the acting good. I don't want to go to a movie where the plot sucks and the actors don't know how to act.
Or I was only here to watch the reactions of being interrupted. Are they really going to make a Nightmare on Elm Street again? Who is playing Freddy this time? Well, that's up in the air, Rachel. But yes, they are going to make another Nightmare on Elm Street. We don't know who's going to play him. Could be Jim Carrey. It could be Kevin Bacon. Watch our stream from Monday. We talked about it then. I don't know. I think Chucky should probably just end this list. Next movie should probably be the last, and then just retire the Chucky brand, the Chucky whatever. The Chucky franchise should just end with the next one. Whatever it is, just end it. You want to see Josh Brolin as Freddy Krueger?
Oh my goodness.
That's one I hadn't thought of, but sure.
That's actually not that's not the worst idea. I'm pretty familiar.
Not terrible. He'd have to lose a lot of weight though, I think.
Yeah.
I just think his frame is probably a little
or they could just explain Freddy Krueger.
He might be a little too broad of a character for that character. I really wish I wouldn't make any remakes of classic movies. Well,
I disagree with that. We've talked about this before. A lot of people don't realize that some of their favorite films are remakes. They don't realize that. They don't, especially. Well, here's the thing with remakes when it comes to that. Okay, one of the biggest things why some of these remakes are better than the original was the advancements in technology in between the time the original was made and when the remake happened.
They can always remaster
The Fly, The House on Haunted Hill, those type of movies that are remakes. When you look at like the 80s and 90s versions of those, the technology that was available as compared to the 50s and early 60s allowed them to actually make something completely different. Right. When you look now, if you look at someone trying to remake the original Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Nightmare on Elm Street already had the same modern, even the scene from the bedroom murder scene in A Nightmare on Elm Street and Jeff Goldblum crawling on the ceiling in The Fly. It's the same filming technique with the rotating room. Those are both from the 80s. And they had more advancements when the original Nightmare on Elm Street was made than a lot of these horror movies from the 50s and 60s. So when you go to remake it now and you do what they do in 2010 with the fucking nasty looking CGI Freddy, shitty practical, whatever they tried doing with him, I mean, there was no real advancements that could make that movie better than the original. And they just tried to copy the story and recycle the characters. And it was just shit. And there was no point to it.
Hey, King Matthew. I think they could have. The technological advancements, I think, were decent by that point in time. I just don't think they put enough effort into the movie to make it good.
But what were the real advancements from 1984 to 2010 for the Nightmare on Elm Street that you could have used to make that better than the original? Because when you have people, right, that's the thing. But you have so many people who hate CGI and say, "I like practical."
They don't hate CGI; they hate bad CGI.
Yeah,
there's plenty of movies that utilize CGI that people love. It's just a matter of doing them right.
These days they have green screens. Now they could do anything with the green screen these days.
Yeah, they've had green screen since like the 80s and 70s and 60s. But anyway, which characters would you get rid of? I'd get rid of Tiffany for sure.
Yeah.
Get rid of Glenn / Glenda for sure.
Yeah. Get rid of them.
Get rid of they, them.
You know what? Just get rid of all of them. Clean slate.
Yeah, clean slate.
Okay, here's what I will say. Get rid of Alex Vincent as Andy. We've recast them before. We can do it again. Okay, I don't give a fuck if he's friends with Don Mancini and licks his asshole. Recast that sumbitch. Keep Andy, the character. Get rid of Alex Vincent.
Are you advocating to bring Justin Whalen back?
Bring Justin Whalen back into it. Come back over here, buddy. Then get the actress De Silva back. Get her.
I can't argue against that.
Have them have a kid. Make it a good kid actor. Oh, with Karen Barkley back.
And they go on a cruise ship with Karen and Mike.
You shut the fuck up.
Karen and Mike, the whole family on a cruise ship, and Chucky says, "I'm gonna kill this whole fucking family."
No, he's gonna say, "I'm gonna shipwreck your whole gene line, Andy." Something like that.
Time to kill the whole gene pool.
Yeah, the whole gene pool. Exactly. Gene line? What the fuck? I love Freddy's man. Yeah, I know, Rachel, you love Freddy. Get rid of Devon Sawa. Yeah, fuck Devon Sawa. You know what? I like Devon Sawa from the past in the first movies he made. I don't like him now. He doesn't really add anything to the, but there, you know what? You know, Don Mancini is going to use him again. He's going to make him like a cop or something in this next movie. I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to make him the captain. He actually said this, actually. An idea he said that was told to him is that he was going to play the captain of a ship in season 4 of the Chucky TV show that never happened. And he was going to get eaten by a shark. Yes, that's something he literally said. Please, God. Please, God, don't make that happen. That's all I have to say for the characters. Your Chucky hot take? Is there an echo? No, that's just Bill repeating everything I say.
Ribbit.
Bill, you want to go first?
No, you can go first. Why not?
My hot take would be that I guess that the Child's Play 3 is underrated. A lot of people shit on it.
It's kind of a lukewarm take, but sure.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's a middle of the road take. My Chucky hot take.
Or I could say that Curse of Chucky isn't as great as everyone makes it out to be.
I guess I'm going to just say again, I think Tiffany should have died and stayed dead after Bride of Chucky. That's about as hot a take as I can think of.
I agree.
Yeah, and they shouldn't have introduced any new family members of Chucky in the next movie.
No.
The baby should have stayed dead.
I mean, if you wanted to do some like creepy spider baby crawling around like killing people, something like that, maybe, but do not do what they did with Seed. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Jennifer Tilly needs to leave.
She could have died. She could have just stayed dead after Bride. Yeah. Hey, Jason. And then just had the baby crawling around like maybe Chucky's brought back by the good guy dolls factory going back into operation. And let's say there is a voodoo expert that becomes an employee at the company, and he stows away one of the good guy dolls. He's like, I'm gonna fucking bring Chucky back. He brings Chucky to the middle of the factory, brings him back. You're like, day do what he done, but he brings him back awake, right? and then let the lights turn back on, and because there's like lightning and strikes everything. Dog comes back, and then she they were looking around like, "Where's the doll? Doll's gone." Right. Then it just kills him. Right now, Chucky has to figure out what's his next score. Where's he going next? Finds out. Huh, Andy, how you've grown. Got a kid now. De Silva. Looks like you two shacked up since we last met. Perfect. There's your fucking in to the next Chucky movie. What is your favorite Chucky line? Just think, Chucky's gonna be a bro. That's probably not my favorite, but it's the one that came to mind.
Yeah, we all know that. We all know that Don Mancini is not going to listen to any of us, so they should just end it. That's just how I view it. Man, that's
okay.
My hot take.
How about in Child's Play 2, where he says, "Snap out of it! You're acting like you never seen a dead body before." He says that to Andy. Such a fucked up thing to say to a kid, but it's good. It's good shit. Oh, and then when Kyle's driving him and he smashes through the fucking windshield and he's like, "You goddamn women drivers."
To say what you said earlier, you said Chucky fans are retarded. It's interesting you would say that because Scream fans are so normal and smart. Scream fans really have it all together.
To their credit, I think they're actually smarter than Chucky fans.
Oh,
I have talked with some of these Chucky fans. Okay,
I can't get.
I know. There's the Stuther outliers and stuff, but that's not indicative of the entire Scream fan base. It is not. Those exist, but I've seen the Scream fans at least more with their head on straight. Okay, I'm going to show you something. Okay.
Here's
Hold on, I'm going to show you something. Just stop talking for 2 seconds, okay? Stop talking. Hold on here. I gotta show you something real quick. Okay. Where is it? Where is this shit? Okay, here we go. Look at this shit. You tell me. This is not the most retarded thing that you've ever heard. Hold on.
You stay here.
Okay, Stitch Chucky being the leader of millions of Chucky dolls trying to take over the world, causing mayhem and blood along the way.
I mean, isn't that really kind of what season 1 and 2 of the TV series is?
It's not. Season 1 is still a little bit restrained with how it goes about that. But this is ludicrous. This is ridiculous. Millions of Chucky dolls, millions. There was only like a 20 or so Chucky dolls in the first season.
Oh yeah, I missed that part.
Yeah, trying to take over the world. They weren't doing world domination in the first movie or the first season.
It could be these new Chucky fans. They may
and
be,
I said this is what your average Chucky fan thinks is a good idea.
They may be the younger generation. You get what I'm saying? That this crap that's put out.
Is the series even good? Like, look, if you don't care for Chucky, you probably won't get anything out of it. If you do like Chucky, you might think it's okay. You might enjoy it. But if you're me, it's just kind of ass. It's not total ass. It's just more or less pretty ass.
Okay, so I meant to send you this before. This is new from the Woodsboro Horror Film Club.
Okay, here we go.
Who all Stu killed in Scream 7? I got more. You got more coming. You got more screenshots to pull up. Who still allows this person to post?
Yeah. Stu never killed anyone. He's a patsy.
That person's right.
No one still
allows
dead.
This person to post. That's at least there's more. Oh, is that the same one? Oh shit, hold on.
You had your comment there this time.
That's Yeah. Oh yeah. Read that one. Read the comment.
Okay.
Let me read that.
Imagine being fooled the whole film, then being told you're dumb, then then coming on here and pretending you aren't dumb and saying Stu is really alive and the film lied to you.
That is what they did. Here's the last one.
That is what they did.
Oh, this is kind
Nobody,
of
he was AI. Okay, you also have to understand some people just fucking rage bait.
Is this guy dumb?
Some people rage bait.
That person was fucking serious.
I mean, he might have been serious, but there's a lot of people who do just rage bait.
Yeah,
So-
but not normally in that situation.
But
Those
I've
people
seen
really
so many
believe
of these Chucky people that aren't rage baiting. They're serious. Like they think that shit's a good idea. We need millions of Chuckies taking over the world. I'm like, why? Why do you think this is a good idea? Why are they obsessed with this soul splitting thing?
Are you wrapping up here?
Behind. Yeah, I'm wrapping up. Wrap it and tap it. What if Marvel lied to us about Sadie Sink and Spider-Man? What do you mean lied to us? Did they tell us who she was? They didn't lie. They didn't even say who the fuck she was. I'm watching Spider-Man soon, guys. I think it's like next week, maybe. I don't know. Oh, here's the last question. Which design of Chucky did you like the best?
The original one.
Okay. Child's Play
I think I liked 3 the best. That's one of the reasons. I think I pulled
Really?
that picture up. That's the picture I was using.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I would say Child's Play 2 had the best one.
I mean, I don't see that much of a difference between 2 and 3.
I see the differences. It's okay. Only the few cultured ones can see the true differences between them.
You have to be a real dick.
Because sometimes the sequels aren't as good as the original.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay. What's it got to do with what we were just talking about?
Well, as the series progressed, after Bride of Chucky, then it went downhill, and
I was talking about the design of the doll.
Same thing with the doll. Design of the doll. You know,
The second one is when they perfected it. Now, I will give points to Bride of Chucky for that great stitch design for Chucky. That was very good. But it has never gotten better since Bride. I will say that. For many reasons. Not just aesthetically, because Chucky still looks like Chucky from the original movies in Bride. Like, even with the stitches on, I can tell they were working from the same doll model.
Yeah.
But when you go from Seed, it's a completely different doll model. And Curse, ugly as sin. Cult looks like a fucking Muppet. The Chucky TV series, he looks way better than Cult or Curse combined. But it's still held back by some Muppety kind of talking mouth syndrome. And the overall texture of Chucky's skin looks like plastic now. Whereas in the 80s, in those 80s movies, his face at least looked more skin-like.
Okay.
You probably couldn't tell because you didn't watch it that closely. But
well,
I did.
You know what the stitches reminded me in Bride? It reminded me of someone trying to take an axe to his face. That's what it reminded me of. And they had to stitch him right back up.
Pop quiz, Bill. How did Chucky get into all those pieces that got stitched back together in Bride?
He got caught in the machine.
Yes, correct.
He got caught in the machine and was torn apart.
The
Yeah,
machine?
Chase.
What machine? Wait, Bill, what machine did he get caught in?
The assembly line?
Nope. Wrong.
Yeah,
Incorrect.
machine probably wasn't the right answer to
No.
accept, JB.
Okay.
Machine probably wasn't.
Do you not remember the end of Child's Play 3? Bill?
Yeah.
What's the end of Child's Play 3?
Well, he goes in the he gets torn apart by the machines in the factory.
No, wrong.
Oh, is that 2 or?
That's well, you're probably talking about 2, but he doesn't get I mean, he does get torn apart in 2 by the end, but that's not how he dies, really. He dies in 3 because he's in the haunted house at the fair, and he's trying to get Tyler, right? And he's hanging on to Andy's like neck or whatever, and then Tyler gives Andy the knife, and then Andy slices his hand, and then Chucky falls into the fan blades down below.
Oh, okay.
And he gets
I just remember him
chunked up
getting torn
like a blender.
apart by like a machine or something.
Yeah, it was a machine, but not a factory machine.
I might just rewatch 2 and 3.
Yeah,
but it's been a long time since I watched it, so
I will say the ending of 3 was pretty creepy. The way that they kind of zoom out and like Andy's on the stretcher or whatever, or in the police car. What's happening? Whatever. The point is, they all go away, and then the fair just slowly starts to close down, and then everything turns dark. Really creepy.
Presto, you dead.
Presto, you dead.
3 is underrated.
He's got some decent lines in that. What about when Chucky's like a total? What about when Chucky's a total dick to the garbage man for no reason?
He's like,
help! I'm stuck in here. And then the garbage man literally stops what he's doing. Wait, hold on, is someone stuck in there? He like goes to I'm like, oh, I'll come get you. And then you see Chucky sitting there in the garbage, like,
And when he says, "You gotta be fucking kidding me," when the guy has a heart attack.
Yeah,
the principal guy.
Good. Some interesting. And then Chucky just goes into the fucking truck and just turns on the levers. Like, what are you doing? He literally saved you, you dickhead. You don't have to kill him. He's not even in your way. Like, you could have literally just like skipped away if you wanted, you know? But Chucky's gonna be a Chucky, I guess. But anyway, that's it for the stream. Thanks for coming up, Mr.
No
K,
problem.
Bill, and Billy Judd for a moment before I booted him.
That was really something.
Thanks for everyone watching the stream, supporting. We're gonna get out of here.
Oh, can I plug my stream for tomorrow night?
Yeah, plug.
I'm sure we've got
my
fans
5
here.
people
I know Rockets Kitty's been voting if she's still here.
Yeah, she's
I think
still here,
tomorrow
sure.
night Eastern time. We're doing film actresses ranking. 16 of them. Part 1, because I got a list of a lot more.
I know who I'd like to tie up.
Yeah, who's that? So you almost slipped. Who is it?
I don't know.
Perry Reeves is in the. I have a whole horror thing planned at some point.
Oh, good.
I do
Good.
have a whole horror one. That one.
I'll
will
attend that one. Thank you,
That
Gloria.
one will be more. That one's going to be based more around the actual.
By the
character
way,
specifically.
By the way, just so you know, shilling your stream out doesn't mean much if you're not dropping the link in the chat.
Well, they've
So,
got the people that are going to be there are probably already subscribed. It's not a big
Okay,
deal. They'll
fine.
throw it in if they want.
All right.
We're good. I appreciate it though.
All right. Well, everyone have a good night. Thanks for coming. Bye.